See a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. Message of the day. Luck is on your side. Something came to me. It was like a visual. It was like a movie. And it was very different for me. I don't really see things like that. Typically, I see things related to me, and this was not me. Right? It felt like I was watching somebody else's movie. And today, I'm just like, maybe that wasn't for you, Alvin. It was such an odd, like I saw the entire movie take place. And I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to use it as the channeled message here and pull a card in regards to luck is on your side in some way. This really old couple, like, was walking in front of me, and she, like, turned back around to pick up a penny. And I said, good luck, out loud. And I kept walking, and then in my mind, it just came to me, see a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. And then my mind went into this movie as I'm walking. It's a little bit of a sad movie. So there's a kid and a mother, and it almost seemed like they were in survival mode. There was poverty involved. Right? Take this in your own life in some way, right? There's poverty in some way. And there's like a visual of the mom saying, see a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. And like the kid saying, like, what's that song again? And then the mom transitions. She passes away. And then the kid, I'm going to start to cry. And then the kid, it's like at a store or something, and he sees a penny and somebody says, see a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. And he's like, why did you say that? And then like the next visual is him being very successful. Like in a suit and sharing his story about seeing a penny and picking it up and believing in luck in some way. And that's not my story. There was an aspect here where it's like he goes to an astrologer. I'm telling you, this was a movie. He goes to an astrologer, and the astrologer's like pulling his chart and then says, oh, do you have your mom's chart? And he's like, yeah, I have her birth certificate. And he pulls her chart and he says something. And the astrologer is speaking to, oh, well, is your mom an artist? Because in her chart, it's showing that she's an artist. Like she paints. She paints, and she's going to be famous for this, right? Like Leo Aquarius. She's going to be famous for being an artist in the house of children, 5th house. Right? So he's getting this reading his mother's chart, and then he tells her, I painted a portrait of my mom, and that's what got me on the map. That's why I'm famous, because I painted a portrait of my mother. And I'm like, wow, look at that whole thing comes to life in a certain way. And my mom's like, maybe I should tell people to go look at their chart, because the chart can be it can be very subjective, but it's also it's very literal in some way, and it's up to readers and astrologers. I'm not an astrologer, right? I just read my chart specifically. You can interpret it in so many ways. It can be interpreted in so many ways, and so I guess I'm telling you today, like, to go look at your chart. Today I stared and I dove into my north node is sextiling Neptune, and that's very dreamy, and as we know, Pisces right now is at the 29th degree. So there's something about just very dreamy, illusional aspects, and like this felt like a dream. That's exactly what I could say it was. It felt like a dream while I was walking. And so I guess I'm asking you to dive into your chart and see what's going on with Neptune, see what's going on in the house of Pisces as we're moving in that big transitional period of 29 degrees of Pisces, the end of all, the house of undoing. And then it goes into Aries, right? The child, where it starts all over again. Aries energy, which is why Aries season is the astrological new year, because things just reset, right? So there's an aspect here of like luck on your side here. I know that was a 5-minute, wow, very emotional. Oh my gosh, visual. I did get teary when I was saying it, but today saying it out loud again was, right now saying it out loud again was very interesting. So I want to see what, how can I, what is this, why does the collective need to hear this? What is this about luck? What about luck? Page of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Emperor. You question luck. You question luck here. Now my nose is running. Hold on a second. All right. What about luck? You question if luck is actually on your side, if you can control luck in some way. Page of Swords says you have questions. The Hangman says you're pondering. The Emperor says, can I control this? Is this actually in my favor here? We question if luck is on our side. And I think when you have so much evidence, same way in therapy and any work, in therapy, in any session, like people come to me, well, this, and this, and this happened, right? You have evidence to speak to that. And I guess I'm just bringing that up because I'm not trying to contradict the evidence that's in front of you that says otherwise. But we can look at this to see if we're pausing and reflecting in a clear mental space, right? Like this is coming to my mind. Like there's clarity around the Hangman, and I hope that when you're pondering something and you're thinking about something, that we are coming from a headspace that is clear and not distorted in any way, right? Okay, so then if that's how we're thinking about luck, maybe that's how we might have thought about luck in some way. I could also say you're curious if luck will ever actually happen, because the Hangman is about like waiting. Okay, now what? Now what? Now what? The Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, another major. Okay, Queen of Cups. Lessons coming to a completion with compassion. Things are coming to completion. Things are moving in your favor. Oh, actually, good luck, by the way. Wheel of Fortune, right? It almost seems like something that just had to take its course. Hierophant, it needed to take the time that time too. It needed to take the time that it needed. It needed to take the time that it needed to take. I want to say, have you been compassionate with yourself? Have you been nurturing yourself? There's something here that just needed more water. It needed more water. It needed more faith. It needed more structure. It needed more time. Always divinely protected. Now what? Something here is finally caught up to it's finally caught up. It's learned its lesson. It's taken its time. Time. It's like a lot of time. but it's always been divinely guided in regards to luck in your life. I'm being called to tell you, find out what Jupiter is doing in your chart. Jupiter is in Cancer. Find out what area of life that is for you. It needed more time. Luck needed more time. Now, I wonder if that resonates with you. I wish you could be here to tell me, like, yeah, then something has taken a long time. My sniffles are probably annoying you, right? It's not that many people watch me anyway. It's not the first time I've cried on here either. That's rare, though. I don't do that often. So something here needed more time. I could also say in the past, like, when we question, oh my gosh, this is literally anxiety and fear 101. We question luck because we try to control everything in our life. Oh my God, the art of detachment, the art of letting go. When you let go of things, and let things take their time and let nature run its course, is when the wheel starts turning in your favor. If you feel like you have a grapple on things, like the need for control things, and I tell you, that's like the biggest thing I see in sessions. Like, everybody wants to control things, and I think I've done a very decent job at getting people to, like, and it takes time. I'm going to give you an example. I've had a client for like 2 years. They were a couple, actually. And we just graduated therapy 2 years later, right? Somebody say, that takes forever. No, it's only like 35 sessions in a matter of 3 years. I'm sorry, 2 years. And the point of me saying that is, it wasn't until that moment that there's a question during our discharge. It's like, what is the client's or the couple's reaction to the outcome, to discharging? So what's your reaction to this moment? And the second question is, what was the client's thoughts on the treatment provided? And now the mic is in their hands, and they get to give this sentence or two of like, wow, we came here to do what we said we wanted. We achieved our goals. We would have never realized that these things were in the way of our dynamic in our relationship if we didn't sit in this space and do the work and follow along. And every day our relationship dynamic is so much better, right? But we don't sit in that reflection until we've done that work. And then we're at a graduating point in therapy, clinical therapy, where we get to talk about that. Like little hints of progress that we made. Yeah, but if there's just something about that big celebration of like, wow, we're here, we're graduating, we're not going to see each other again. And the point of me saying that is time, right? One, me as the clinician, I'm like, oh my gosh, have I grown in 2 years from when I first saw these people to now? And oh my gosh, have they elevated and enhanced their relationship dynamic in the span of 2 years? I think we underestimate what we can do in a year or two, and we overestimate what we can do in 5 or 10. Because what you think would take you 5 or 10 years to do, you can actually do that in 1 to 2. I'll say your 10-year goal can really be like your 3 to 5 year goal. But if we're still fixated on controlling it in a certain way, it's not going to go that way. So let's come back here. we're at 15 minutes. Oh, not bad. All right, Alvin. So that's how we thought about it. This is where we're at now. Things are, so what does that mean? Luck? Like, maybe it's going to say you weren't lucky until now. Things needed to fall in line. And luck can be defined and perceived in so many ways, right? So take this as it resonates, right? Like, and what I'm really speaking to here is like, maybe things now are actually working out for you because things just need to fall in place. Things need to fall in place in a certain way. Time needed to take its course. Watering and nurture needed to take its course. And that really speaks to relationship dynamics, right? Platonic and romantic. Like, you have no idea. You're underestimating those relationships in your journey. The small ones, the big ones. If you have none of those, I'd say you're missing the point. Go on this journey alone. You're not really ever actually alone. The person you call every day is actually part of that journey. The one person that you might hang out with is actually part of that journey. The one person that you might watch who's getting you to think deeper and gain a deeper sense of self-awareness and depth is part of that journey. There's still a dynamic with this person. You give a like, you give a share. I give you a question to go deeper into your own psyche, right? And you probably watch many readers. I sure do. I think they're cool as fuck. So many. Oh my God. Also very different. And I'm so happy. Like, I'm very different. Like, I don't even try to like copy that. Like, I don't want to be like that. Anyway, now things have fallen into place. Okay. So now luck is on our side. This literally is like good luck's on your side, right? I'm waiting for the 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Now that things have fallen into place. Now my question was, now what? Okay. This has fallen into place. Now what? Now we need to believe this. We need to believe that time has taken its course. Our belief. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how big beliefs. Now we need to believe that time has taken its course. I'm grateful that it's taken the time that it needed. I am absolutely grateful that I have taken the time that I needed to be where I am at, both clinically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. I do not wish anything was faster. In the past, you would ask me, absolutely. Now I need to sit here and be like, yeah, you know what? I am exactly where I need to be. Do I yearn for more? Always. I need to be able to be grateful for what I have right in front of me and the length of time that it took. If that's a struggle for you, I understand that. This is where we need to be at. Okay, now what? Now what? Now what? I've been doing 4 shuffles today. Interesting. I normally don't do that. Now what? 7 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Now our investments are going to, the things that we have worked on, these are things we've already planted, of course, because it's taken 2 years. I guess that's what the time frame we're going with. It's taken 2 years here. It's taken 5 years here. And we have planted a lot of things in life. Pisces is at 29 degrees. It's about to like just change. Now it's about to shift completely. The cards, Alvin, the cards. 7 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Now the things that you have invested in and you've worked hard for, now you get to make a choice. Now you see the connections form. So I can say is your past investments, the work that you've been doing, that you've been investing in, that you've been waiting to grow. It's a card of patience. You've waited to grow this, right? We have been waiting. Finally get chosen. The Lovers. Finally get picked. And from a relationship perspective, if that's here what you're looking for and that's how it's resonating for you, you get chosen and you get seen. Now you get chosen and you get seen. And it needed to take the time that it needed. It wouldn't have worked if it was any other way, if it was any sooner. Now you get chosen, you get seen. For some of us, now you get to make the choice. These things needed to grow. You needed to plant these seeds, and they needed to take the time that they did. You weren't able to make the choice because you were still busy planting. And sometimes that's like, oh, do you mean I'm not where I want to be? Yes. Take a seat. You're in kindergarten. Now you get to make the choice. Now the choice comes with ease. Now your yeses are honored. Your yeses are clear, and your nos are honored. Your yeses are clear and your nos are honored. Tell me about this, lovers. Tell me about this, lovers. Clarify this lovers card. Ten of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Three of Cups. Well, looks like you're going to be having some fun. Options to choose. Stability is strong. This is also like enough money to share with others. This is freedom. Actually, money equals freedom here. That's what I'm saying. Money equals opportunities. Financial stability. I guess that's the choice you get to make. Why? I clarify in the Lover's card why this is here. Well, because now there's stability. Now there's strength. Now there's commitment. Now you can see the opportunities. The opportunities come your way for you to decipher what's right or wrong. Perhaps there's also a level of being able to discern what's for you, what's not for you, because not every decision, not every opportunity is going to be worth your time of value or real. And you also, there's an aspect of fun, being able to celebrate with people. Maybe you've learned an aspect of social skills here, because this can also tell me like there's always been people that had their back turned towards you, and maybe you're able to discern people right here. These are the choices you get to make. I get to decide who's in my life and who I want to celebrate with. I get to decide opportunities are coming my way because luck's on my side. I get to decipher what direction I want to go to, what option, what choice do I want to pick, what opportunity do I want to take, and I've committed to this plan with a level of commitment, stability, and structure. This is also inheritance and financial security in some way. There isn't really much here for you to do. If this resonates and you're watching this whole entire reading and you're getting here to this 22, 23 minute mark, time's taking its course already. I need you to start believing that luck's on your side, because things need to fall in place. You need to learn the lessons that you need to learn, and you need to water and nurture yourself the way that you needed to nurture yourself up to this point. Finally, your investments and the things that you've been working hard for finally flow to you easily. You get to decide where this goes and what to do next with it. Osho Zen, what do you got for me? Okay. Slowing down. Sea turtle. Interesting. I just got 2 new turtle trinkets for my... Actually, they're actually like jewelry boxes. I love turtles. Sea turtles. Any kind of turtle. I should get a turtle. Huh. Slowing down. Slow and steady wins the race is turtle energy, and this one's very colorful. And this whole reading, if you notice, I'm talking about time. I'm talking about taking your time. I'm talking about things that need to take its course, right? A turtle, I have a turtle tattooed on my arm, right? And here's the symbolism that I always share with it. It's difficult to see, so I'll use this. You probably, I'm going to say this, and this is probably you watching this. There's no way that you're 25 minutes in watching a reading from me, and we're not like-minded in some way. You wear a hard shell to protect yourself, but on the inside, you're actually really soft. You feel like life has been moving very slowly, or you thought life was moving very slowly, but you actually enjoy the slow pace because you always get to where you want to get and things always work out for you in some way. You really like to be at home because the turtles wear their home on their back. You probably are the safest person that you know because you wear your home on your back and you protect yourself as well. You have a hard shell on the outside. Yes, I said that. And you're soft on the inside. And you probably also protect a lot of other people. If you could walk on top of people to protect them, you would, right? If your shell can protect other people, you use that shell to protect others in some way. The art of slowing down is producing results. Maybe you've mastered the art of slowing down. I'm just making that up here, actually. And I think that's what the title's going to be. The art of slowing down is bringing luck into your life with maturity on the bottom. Oh, how can we talk about slowing down and taking your time without talking about maturity? Yes, Alvin, that's maturity, the Hierophant, right? A level of maturity that's also gained here. Oh, that's one thing I'm absolutely beyond grateful for. As somebody who was very immature and innocent, I'm going to say innocent in the past, very, very, very innocent. I use that in my way to help reframe the past. Right? Maybe this is good for you to reframe the past. You were an innocent child exploring, having fun, and perhaps other people took advantage of your innocence. Innocently want to fall in love. You innocently just want to hang out with the cool kids. You innocently just wanted to be seen and be chosen. None of it was malicious or intentional. You were definitely not watching me if it was malicious or intentional. I think, and if it happened to be malicious and intentional, it was unconscious patterns and behaviors as a way to protect yourself. And when I say that, I'm so grateful for the maturity I've gained now, because I do see that, and that helps me reframe my past. It's like, yeah, things happened, and I was innocent, and I was childlike. And am I going to beat myself up for being childlike and innocent? Like, because I was sheltered, or because I was told to make the right decisions, and then I explored, like that helped me reframe some and look at past dynamics. And so I'm very grateful for my maturity now. I am very selective in like what it is that I want to do, and am I holding myself back? Possibly not. I guess I'm here to share with you, right? If we're coming from a mature space, like there's no such thing as a bad decision anymore, right? Because we know that we're gonna learn a lesson in some way that we're gonna integrate, and that's gonna be valuable information for us. So slowing down allows us to really be wise and mature about these long-term plans. I also want to say something here. There's like a long-term energy here. This is like long-term, like inheritance, like legacy type energy. Like this is like forever, forever. Okay. This is for whatever's taking place, whatever luck is on your side, that's now coming to life. This is a forever. The same way this reading is going to stay up forever. You're probably watching this in like 2059. Forever. I'm going to leave it right there. My name is Alvin Catalan. I am present. I'm done speaking now.